Welcome to Slinging the Slang, the video podcast where we take a look at our slang, idioms, jargon, their meanings, their origins, everything from the funny to the totally ridiculous. I'm slangman David Burke, author of 30 books on popular American slang and idioms.
And I'm Monica Maura, Director of Education for an English language school in Southern California and a lifelong lover of slang.
And if you are joining us for the first time, this is our format. I know what we're going to be talking about. I know the topic. I know the questions that I'm going to be asking of Monica. She has no idea what we're going to be talking about. Therein lies the element of surprise, which should be a lot of fun and a little horrifying because I never know what's coming out of Monica's mouth.
Pressure.
Yeah, no pressure there. And please, if you have any questions for us, keep them to yourself. No, ask us anything you'd like. Just tweet us at Slingin' the Slang, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. And we do want to welcome all of you language lovers out there, English learners, and anybody who just wants to have a laugh. Welcome on board. So I always like to test you, Monica, as you know. And I read something this morning that I thought was really, really interesting, having to do with slang and kind of dark at the same time. Monica, you know the expression, a rule of thumb?
Yes, that has a very dark history.
You know about that?
Oh, yeah.
What? How come I didn't know about that? Okay, so what to you? What does it mean just in today's vernacular? What does a rule of by rule of thumb?
Well, it just means par for the course.
Oh, good. You're going to define slang with slang. How do you define that?
It's just the usual. The usual. Do you know the history of it? I'm sure you do, David.
I do. Go ahead. Tell us what the history of a rule. By the way I think of rule of thumb is like a rule that's not etched in stone. Oh, boy, I'm using slang expression to explain more slang. It means it's not a rule that's absolute. For example, you need to wait 15 minutes after you eat before you go into the pool. Well, by rule of thumb, that's probably right. It's not definite, but it's more or less. So what is the origin that you know of?
Well, this is what I read. Back in the day, and I don't know how far back, hopefully really far back, a new rule came up that you could not beat your wife with anything wider than about the size of your thumb, give or take.
And then it was okay. That was like some old English law that I remember looking this up before, actually. And it just said Old English, didn't say when, some centuries ago, hopefully a long time ago. And it was okay to beat your wife, like you said, as long as that stick is no longer than your thumb. What?
Well, they were trying to be nice.
Wow. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, by rule of thumb. So I wonder why we do this now.
Don't use a big plank. Don't use a bat.
Right.
Keep it within reason, folks.
Yeah, yeah. What a weird. It's like we have some expressions that are so violent. Like I think I was telling you one time about my niece hating the expression to kill two birds with one stone. So she says to save two ships with one lighthouse because that's kinder. We have a lot of really strange expressions that are really violent, and we should actually do a show on that.
We should do a show on violent slang. Yes.
Yes. Violent slang that you may not want to use, but you definitely need to recognize it. And we don't even know when we're using it. We don't even realize how violent it is. It's like our nursery rhyme. No, a lullaby. Our lullaby. Rockabye baby on the treetop. And when the bough breaks, the cradle will drop. When the cradle drops. How's that go again?
Rockabye baby.
Okay, we're going to sing
will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all.
Right. I was going to sing the whole thing like you have to do with the alphabet. The only way you can get through A through Z is to go A, B, C, F, G, H, I, Z. Right. Violent, right?
So, violent. So violent. But we could have fun with violent.
Yes, we can. And we will do that in one of our episodes. And one of the things I wanted to mention, because as I mentioned, I read this in the news today about the rule of thumb.
What was it in context? How did you? What kind of article was it that you were reading?
It was some political article, and they said this is not always the case, but the rule of thumb is, and I forgot what once I saw rule of thumb, I stopped reading. I thought, ooh, that's a good one. I got to mention that to Monica today. So something about politics, but I didn't read further because, all I'm interested in after
Rule
all
of thumb is a
is flying.
classic. It's a classic, a very classic idiom. And
It is. Yes, it is. And while I was reading that article, there was an article that did catch my eye because, Monica, you and I know that there is something huge happening in LA right now, this week. Something monumental, really monumental, and has only happened maybe once during the course of the last 365 days.
We're getting a drop of rain.
It's pouring a little bit. Okay, in LA, if you've ever been to LA, you know that when it starts to rain, and you have to do that, you have to always use air quotes, rain. When it rain, do it with me now, Monica. When it rains, it's a little bit of moisture in the sky.
It's a
nothing.
mist, and it paralyzes the city.
It paralyzes the city. It's like we have a collective brain, all of us LA drivers, and when it rains, we're all thinking, "Oh no, we're gonna die! It's raining!" And I'm telling you, you don't want to be in LA when it rains.
Should I go to work or should I just stay home?
We actually think of that. Isn't that crazy? And back east, where one of my closest friends back east, she'll say, "David, it's freezing today." And I'm like, "I know, right? It's like 65 degrees here.
It's 65.
Freezing."
I know.
And she's like, "Try 20 below." Like 20 below what? We don't even know what that means. So speaking of weather, we're going to give you some weather slang. And I'm going to test you, Monica, because Monica, you said something yesterday that I absolutely loved. Was it a relative of yours who
yeah, my uncle Adrian
Oh.
in Texas.
Okay, what does he say about a heavy rain? What does he call it?
He says, "We just got a gully washer."
A gully washer. Now, okay, now you've lived in Texas for how long?
Oh, I lived there for a year.
Just 1 year, but your parents live in Texas, so you visit a lot.
My parents are from Texas, yes.
Right. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Because of the weather, I thought it'd be fun to do weather slang or weather idioms, anything having to do with the weather. And I realized, being born in Los Angeles, I was actually born in Hollywood, we don't have a lot of weather slang because all we usually say is, "Beautiful day, isn't it?" And that's it. So let me see if you know any of these expressions, Monica, from the South. I want you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm ready.
Okay, these are Southernisms for the weather. And some of them were new to me, really new. And some of them were like, "Oh, yeah, right, I've heard of that." Okay, when it's humid outside, it's as humid as a frog's what? Be careful.
As humid as a
Family
frog's
show.
tongue?
Boing, zonk. No, it's as humid as a frog's armpit. I don't know about you, but I've never been under a frog's armpit.
I haven't either, and I don't think I want to.
I don't care to be. I don't care to be either. Okay, now when it's hot, it's hotter than. But actually, in the South, they don't say hotter than. They say it's hotter than. It's hotter than two rats fighting in a wool what? It's hotter than two rats.
Repeat. It's hotter than
two rats fighting in a wool blank.
Glove.
Zonk. Sock.
Close.
That would be pretty. That
covers extremities.
Yeah, but both would be definitely hot. I wouldn't want to be in there. I got a few more. Okay, I'm going to give you an easy one because you zonked out on those last two.
Oh,
I'm going to give it.
Dumbing it down there, David.
Yeah, L1, level one here for you. Okay, I'm sweating like a blank. What animal?
A pig.
Like a pig. And by the way, did you know? Okay, Monica,
I don't think pigs sweat.
That's what I was going to ask you. And I'm another zonk. They do. Their snouts, which is, I guess, pig language for nose.
They're always kind of wet.
And their feet.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, who knew?
Who knew? But I wonder if it's like human beings. Feet can smell. I don't know if pigs' feet can smell or not. I don't.
Let's not find out, David.
I'm not even going to think about it. But okay. Oh, okay. Texas. This is one I heard in Texas. And if you don't know this one, Monica, I'm taking back your Texas card. It's raining harder than a cow peeing on a flat what?
On a flat skillet.
Ew. I would not want to eat out of that skillet. No, peeing on a flat rock.
Well, David, I only lived there for
watching.
1 year, and I was really young, so I couldn't possibly remember all of these Texas slang. I hope we get a tweet from Texas. Let's get a tweet from Texas.
Oh yeah, please, yes. Tweet us. Ask us any question about the weather.
Come on, Texas, calling out for Texas. Let's hear some slang
and give us some new stuff. And we've got somebody. All right, we have got Brad. Well, not quite Texas, but okay. We'll take Brad from New York. Why do we say under the weather?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Under the weather.
That was a good question. Thank you, Brad. Next tweet.
Well, okay. Here's what I'm thinking.
We didn't say we'd answer them.
If it's raining and you're under the rain, then it's going to make you feel bad.
Exactly, because you're right, and because it's dark. If you're back, let's not go that far. You're making a comeback. I'll give you that. You're coming back. Well, yeah, you're not there yet. You got a ways to go. Right, because the weather makes you feel. It's up above you and it's pelleting down on you. The rain, so you're kind of feeling slouchy and just blech, and wet and moist and feverish and all that. So yeah, under the weather, exactly. Now, which is funny because if you said you look under the weather here, I think you'd probably say, well, thank you. Because
yeah, exactly.
All that sunshine is on top
of us. Except
if
it was last week, which, LA got more rain last week than they have in the last 20 years. And I'm not even exaggerating.
Oh yeah. And the funny thing is, because we're not used to rain or anything else that comes out of the sky. I remember when I was in Toronto, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you. I was in Toronto a couple of years ago during the winter, and I'm sitting in this restaurant. There's windows all around. It's cold, and I'm wearing shorts and a shirt because I'm from LA, and it started to snow. And I'm with a friend of mine who's from Toronto, and I look outside and go, "It's snowing!" And I ran outside, and he's like watching me as is everybody else in the restaurant, and I'm just like twirling. I'm like Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music on the top of the hill, twirling. It's raining, it's snowing. Because to us, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something we never see, just like the rain.
Something we don't see. We just see sunshine and clear skies. That's all we see. Poor us.
I mean, don't you get excited when it rains, Monica? Really? It feels cozy at home. Don't you like when it rains?
I love it. Right. But not when it rains for more than a day.
And when you're driving.
Driving. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we have, I hope I'm saying this right. Aiko from Japan. Where does the expression raining cats and dogs come from?
You know what, David? I don't know, but it's one of my favorite classic expressions. I love this expression.
Well, why is that? Because it's so visual? It is visual.
It's so visual. Where does it come from?
Well, I remember looking this up a long time ago. It's from the 17th century England, where it was considered bad luck when there were high winds, which I guess is kind of the case for us too, if the winds are high enough. And the thought was the winds are so high that it's scooping up the dogs and the cats, because there are a lot of them on the street, and they would be blown up into the air. And once the winds would stop, they'd come back down. And that's raining cats and dogs. So it really had nothing to do with
Forget about plague.
Right? Yeah,
you could have cats and dogs on top of you.
Raining down. But it didn't have anything to do with water. It didn't really have anything to do with actual rain. But the raining cats and dogs meant they were coming down from the sky.
So now like rain.
Like rain.
Like rain.
Exactly. Oh, Karen from Texas.
Woo! Texas!
Okay. She's got one for. Okay. She wants to know if you can fill this one in. It's hotter. See, again, Monica has no idea what I'm looking at. or what I'm about to
I'm
say.
already laughing.
It's hotter than a goat's butt. in, in a,
That's pretty hot.
wait, it's gonna get a lot hotter. It's hotter than a goat's butt in a pepper what?
In a pepper mill.
Close again.
In a pepper shaker.
In a pepper patch.
In a pepper patch, hotter than a goat's butt in a pepper patch. Oh my God. Woo, that's
pretty
hot.
hot.
I'm
Wow.
already feeling the heat from that one.
I'm sweating like a pig's foot on that one. Okay, thank you, Karen.
I feel like I'm in a frog's armpit right now.
Wow. Wow, okay, we have Lena from Peru. What does frosty mean? Oh, in terms of a person, does it mean sick? Monica, if you were called Frosty,
No.
how would you feel about that?
Oh, if you're frosty, I would say you're aloof. You're not a warm person. I can't really get to know you. You're a little standoffish. You're guarded.
Exactly. Burr. Burr cold. Oh, by the way,
Frosty.
I just reminded myself of something which I always find so fun about. We say burr when it's cold. Did you know in France they say gla 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 gla, GLA 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 GLA.
So you feel like there's a bunch of turkeys around?
Yeah, gla 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 gla
gla.
right? We got to do a show. We got to do an episode about that. The different sounds that animals make around the world, which are different. Yeah, but I'm getting ideas.
Sound like that. Glug 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 glug
glug glug glug glug glug glug glug glug. That was thank you, Lena from Peru. We have another one. Janine from France, from La France. I live in the South with my host family, and they always say the weather is gloppy. What does that really mean? The weather is gloppy.
Gloppy. I want to say gloppy reminds me of wet.
Right? You actually are right. You're right, but there's even more to it. It's when it's really humid outside.
Oh, yeah, that could make you feel gloppy.
Gloppy is thick and moist and blech.
Speaking of humidity, Texas has some of the most prize-winning humidity that I have ever experienced. You know, when you get off the plane and you cannot breathe because it's like you're inhaling butter. That's how it's like in Texas.
You know, it's so interesting because when we in LA, as you know, if the humidity goes up to 5%, we're like, it's so humid out here.
We don't it's so sticky.
We don't know.
It's so gloppy.
It's gloppy. We don't know from humid. But yeah, I remember I was in Texas once and I was really surprised. I just had never experienced that before. Never.
I don't think people in Los Angeles even use the word humidity because it's like, what is that? Yeah, humidity. I've heard of it. I just don't know exactly what it is. Yeah.
Why would we? Look, just you all understand. We are grateful for our weather, but remember, we see one season in the summer. On the day of Christmas, I have been at the beach before in the morning. I mean, so having 4 seasons, just that sounds really wonderful. I would love to see
we think season. When we say 4 seasons, we're talking about the hotel.
Or Vivaldi's 4 Seasons melodies, his compositions. That's what I think of, or the hotel. Yeah, we definitely don't think of anything other than that because we have this one big season of summer. Jared is trying to say something. Oh yeah, Jared. Oh, from Israel. There's something I can say. One thing. Bruchim Habaim. That means welcome. I hope
Are
that's
you
what
sure?
It means. I'm not, because when I was a tour guide at Universal, somebody taught me that, and I just realized I have no idea if that really means that. Jared, let me know.
You could have just said the pigs are loose in the kitchen.
And the feet are sweaty and leaving footprints. You never know.
And I'm in a frog's armpit.
How do you say that in Hebrew? Okay. Jared, let us know. Tweet back to us. I heard the word, I never heard this before. At least not in LA. You may have, Monica. The word is mizzle. I used to live in Arkansas with my host family. What is mizzle? How would you explain that? He said, mizzle.
Mizzle. It sounds kind of like drizzle and mild drizzle. Mizzle.
Or you're so close. So it's what they call a portmanteau. Two words, they're smashed into one, like brunch, breakfast, lunch. Mizzle, I think I'm right. Mist and drizzle.
Oh, mizzle, mist and drizzle. I like
Take
that.
Mist and drizzle. I like it. Mizzle,
Mist
a
and
little
drizzle.
mizzle. It
I
sounds like
love them. They're a great couple.
mist and drizzle. We have one more. I always wonder when we get some tweet from LA if it's somebody we know. Eric from LA.
Hey, Eric.
Anybody we know? Eric? Have we
Could be
met?
my neighbor.
That's right. Yeah, you've left your sprinklers on. Do you mind turning them off? No. Why do we say there's a nip in the air when it's cold?
So, wait a minute. Why do we say
there's a nip in the air?
Oh,
There's
a nip.
A nip in the air when it's cold. Why do we say that?
Well, we say that when there's a slight chill in the air. It's nippy. You got to put on a sweater or something.
Right.
Not quite freezing, but there's a nip.
There's a nip. And that I do know is from Old English. It was Nipan, N-Y-P-A-N. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Nipan meant a bite or a punch. It meant like a sudden change. How about that?
Ah, okay, so, good to know. Good to know.
Thank you all for those. Those are really wonderful questions, and
great questions.
We are better people for having.
I feel so much more learned now.
Don't you though? I feel finer than a frog's hair is how I feel right now. I just feel that. I feel that fine. So, look, we all wish you a non-gloppy week and lots of
no glop,
and lots of rainbows, lollipops, and sunshine in your day today.
Absolutely.
If you're a non-native speaker of English and you want to learn more slang and speak like Monica and I do, please check out my books at slangman.com.
We look forward to you joining us again. We look forward. Wait a minute. Hang on. Don't say it, David. Don't say it. We look forward to hanging out. We hope you'll join us next time as we take another deep dive into the ever-growing, ever-changing world of slang.
I'm Slangman David Burke.
And Monica Maudo. Slangman and I look forward to
slinging the slang with you more next episode. Thanks for joining us. Till next time, we finna dip.
Toodles!